Whether you're new in business or you've been in business for a while, this video is going to make sure that you do not miss out on leveraging your testimonials to grow and scale your business. And if you're thinking, I don't even have any clients yet, don't worry, we're going to cover that too. If you're new here, welcome to Ponder with Ashley. I'm Ashley Waddington, the founder of Ponder This Consulting, and I create these videos for those of you who may not have the cash flow to invest in a consultant quite yet, but want to learn from the blood, sweat, and tears of me growing my own consultancy and paying for coaches and agencies and all these things to learn my own business and build from the ground up. So my goal for you is to give you something valuable. And so let's dive right into it and let's talk about testimonials. Now, if you are a brand new business and you don't have any clients yet, I want you to be open to the idea of working for free. Now, you're not really working for free. You're working in exchange for a testimonial, and you're setting those terms up front and those expectations up front with your client. But why I want you to be open to it is I heard a lot in the beginning of my business, you need to be charging for your time. So I would be taking networking calls. I would be giving out some consulting advice and things like that on these calls. And I would have consultants telling me you need to be charging for your time. The caveat was I didn't have the social proof yet of me as a business owner. Did I have a career before my business? Absolutely. But here's the thing, you don't get to bring your status with you. You can bring your experience, sure. But when people started to engage with me as a business owner, they went, how long have you been in business? Who have you worked with this business? And that's one of the biggest transitions that I hear from not just myself, from multiple founders. You spend decades building a career, you jump out into entrepreneurship, if that's been your path. Some people start in entrepreneurship, but let's say you built your career, you're jumping out on your own. You don't get to bring the status with you. And if you have a referral network that came with you and you don't have a non-compete, congratulations. That is going to help you feed your first couple years of business. You need to leverage the testimonials from that work to then go on in the future and win work with people who don't already know you. At some point, your referral network is going to dry up for most business owners. So you need to be thinking about, how do I win people over who have never met me, who don't know the work that I do, who I'm not getting a warm intro to, who I didn't work with in the past or isn't on my son's little league team? I don't know. You get the point. When the referrals dry up and you're talking to someone who you have to really win over in your sales process and you're doing cold outreach or you're trying to build an inbound system, it's going to be important to have social proof. Your testimonials are that social proof. So it's so important to be capturing these. Now, here's the thing with testimonials today. There have been companies in the past and today that have faked testimonials for a very long time. However, now we have AI, which is raising our concern for trust, right? We're now questioning things more than we've ever questioned, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's something worth pondering. But when it comes to your testimonials, if you just have words on your website with some stars, I hate to inform you, I don't know if I buy it in today's day and age. I mean, I can go right into Claude or ChatGPT and I can ask them to design me a website skin. I can Claude code my own website and it will literally build me fake testimonials for it. And a lot of people are doing that. Now, here's the pitfall of that. Besides the fact that it's wrong, let's just start there. If you do not have a proven service, you don't have a proven system, and you go to market with fake testimonials, then when it comes time, when you win a client and it comes time to ask them for their testimonial, you better hope that you lived up to expectations. But the problem is you don't have any proof yet. So that client may be going, I read your testimonials. That wasn't my experience. Or you may reach out for a testimonial thinking, oh, great, I'm going to get my first real testimonial. And your client's thinking, I don't want to give a testimonial. I regret even paying for this service. I don't feel comfortable telling them that. So I'm just going to ghost them. And I'm going to think to myself, I don't think that what I read about this company was real. That is a bad foundation to build a business on. So the best thing that you can do is be legitimate with your testimonials for a whole plethora of reasons, but particularly because it's one of the best ways to get market research and feedback. Do your clients think that you're too expensive? Are they happy with your service, your process? What is it in addition to what you've done for them that they would pay more money for? That is the most valuable market research you will ever get. I don't care what AI feeds you. I don't care what agency you pay to do market research. I don't care where you go and where you invest to gather this data. The best data you will ever get about your business is from the people that are actively working with you and engaging in your process and taking in your product or service. They are going to be your number one source of feedback and realistic picture as to whether or not you're succeeding or failing in the ultimate goal of the business. So we want to make sure that we are capturing testimonials, and we want to make sure that we're capturing them in a way that proves that this person really truly said these things. So I'm not saying don't put those on your website. What I'm saying is think about the outsider's perspective. So I know a lot of companies use Trustpilot. The reason, or Google, the reason that you send people links to fill out testimonials for themselves versus you writing them for them and putting them on your website or wherever you're going to put them is because it proves that they wrote it. You didn't write it on their behalf. That's huge. Now, the other caveat here, and something that I've been doing for clients, is doing video testimonials because most people are not going to pick up the camera and send you a video testimonial, but they will sit down with someone like me and be guided through an interview about their experience with a company. And that's what I've been doing on behalf of my clients to help them create a story and capture the full picture and create a library of testimonials that they can then continue to repurpose and recreate in different ways across multiple different channels for their marketing and their sales. You don't have to do that yet. So if you're in the very beginning and you've got a handful of clients and you're like, Ashley, that is so far beyond where I'm at, that's fine. This is a stage thing. This is not, you need to be doing that from day one. But I want you to be thinking about what is going to communicate that this testimonial truly came from this person. So on LinkedIn, you can send recommendation requests to your clients. They fill it out on their, as themselves. It shows up on your profile after you approve it. That is proof that that person wrote that testimonial. If you have a client that's willing to pick up the camera and film their own testimonial for you, that's complete gold. But we want to be making sure that we're collecting these along the way. Now, when is the best time to ask for a testimonial? When a client is happy, aka when they're having a win with the work that you're doing or the service you're providing, or potentially if you have a one and done service, when you're delivering and they're happy and it's top of mind, that's the best time to ask for a testimonial. What you want to try to avoid is waiting months, potentially years, and not capturing that information, because we want to capture in the moment the real feeling too. When time goes by, we all have many different spinning plates in lives and all these things. Your clients are no different. So how they actually truly felt engaged with your product, your service, with your business as a whole, with your brand, with your customer team, whatever it is that you're capturing, how they truly felt and their experience is going to be the most genuine, the closest to when it was happening. So when we wait too long, we don't always get as real of information, or not real is the wrong word. It's not as top of mind. It's not as fresh in the memory. Somebody who just got a win from your service is going to have a level of excitement that is not going to capture the same way 6 months from now. So you want to strike while the iron is hot. And if you already have a book of business of clients, this is as simple as pulling a list and literally just dedicating, mark off, let's say 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. I don't know how many clients you have, and going right down the list and reaching out and asking for the testimonial. Most people will not just give you one. You have to prompt it, just like you have to prompt everything most of the time. Most people are not going to come to you and say, hey, I want to buy from you. Depending on the business you're running, but if you're a consultant, you're in a service business, then most people are not going to do that. What's going to happen is you're going to nurture. You're going to have call to actions. You're going to ask for the business. Your testimonials are no different. And testimonials are just as good as getting paid by a client because they pay dividends and they're evergreen. So as you're collecting these, at some point, you're going to have a whole Rolodex of testimonials that just prove that you are who you say you are, you deliver what you say you deliver, your business does what it says it's going to do, and then that will pay you dividends and it will help you grow and scale faster. This is not a project that you want to put down the road for when you're at a certain revenue level. This is the moment you have a first client, get that testimonial because it's going to make getting the second client easier, the third client easier. Now, how many testimonials do you need? I saw a video, I think it might have been Hermosi, who said that once you hit about 20 testimonials, it doesn't really make a difference in terms of like if it helps you more or less. I think that just comes down to if if you already have a process for collecting testimonials, then why not have more and continue to build that? Obviously, it comes down to SEO too. If you're trying to build your SEO on Google and you're using your reviews to do that, it depends on your industry. So there isn't a right answer to that question, at least not in this video. But the most important thing that I want you to take away from this video is why your testimonials are one of the most valuable things that you can possibly do for your business as you're growing, especially in your first 5 years of business, when you're trying to establish that you truly are who you say you are, you deliver what you say you're going to deliver, and you're not going anywhere. One of the biggest things that you'll run into as new business owners is people don't know if you're going to be in business in 6 months, a year, 2 years. Having client testimonials just validates that you are a real business. It's not a hobby. You're not seeing how it goes until you get your next corporate job because your clients are relying on you. And there's a high probability that if they hire you once, there might be an opportunity for them to hire you again, hire you again. You know what is horrible is having to re-find vendors over and over and over again because they keep going back to corporate. So you want to make sure that you're building those testimonials and you're building that proof that you're not going anywhere. I'm a legitimate business. I do a good job. I've got the social proof to prove it. And then you're leveraging that in your marketing and you're leveraging that in your sales. Whether you're sending out a video sales letter, make sure that you're including testimonials if it fits the flow of your script. If you're posting on your social channels, share your testimonials. You can talk about how great you are till you're blue in the face. You can be as legitimate as you want to be and actually get on camera and show who you are. And I highly recommend that you do that. But when somebody else says how great you are, it's a lot easier to get other people to believe. I don't know if you've ever done this where you go to a networking event or you go, even to a social event and you have someone with you versus when you go solo. One of the hardest things about going solo is there's nobody to validate that you are who you say you are. When you have someone with you, this is part of the reason that people don't like to do things by themselves. When you have someone with you, there's a level of comfortability, but there's also this person is going to vouch for me. So as you talk, they're validating what you're saying and who that you say that you are. Testimonials do that for you online when you're trying to win business. So what I want you to take away from this video is it's never too early to start collecting testimonials. Think about how you collect them. If you can get them on video, that's great. If you're not quite at that place yet, or you can't contract out and work with a vendor like me for something like that, then focus on testimonials that other people submit to you, whether that's through Trustpilot, whether that's through Google, whether that's LinkedIn recommendations. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but it shows that the person took the initiative to do it themselves versus you on their behalf. If you absolutely have to collect it in writing from them and then you're just going to put that on your website, if it's legitimate, it's still better than anything else. Don't fake your testimonials. Do the work. Get the market research. Please think about how valuable that is in your growth process, in your product development, in your service development. That is the most valuable feedback you will ever get in your business. And last but not least, I think there's a last but not least. Oh, if you are new in business and you don't have any clients yet, work for testimonials. You don't have to do a ton. I did this in my first year of business. I did so much free work, but it was because I was product testing, I was service testing, I was trying to get market research, I was trying to learn how to talk about my business and even just get people to talk to me and book meetings with me. And when I did the testimonial work, it gave me so much valuable feedback that allowed me to then turn around and charge more but make sure that I had the confidence that I could deliver what I said I could deliver. If you got value out of this video, let me know in the comments. Hit like so other entrepreneurs can find this content. And of course, subscribe if you're new here. If you are wanting to ponder working with me on video testimonials or any video work in general, I will include a link in the description. And every week we're here with a pondering prompt with a founder interview so that you can see what it's like to build a business from the ground up, not just from me, but from other founders, or a pondering lesson like this to make sure that you have resources, whether you can afford to outsource and hire someone yet or not. At some point you will, but if the cash flow is not there now, you still deserve to have the information. We don't need to gatekeep it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week with another founder interview.